Three indie developers made $27 million by selling 1.8 million copies of their game, and I'm giving out a free copy of that game to one of you. Today we're talking about BattleBit Remastered, the low-poly multiplayer shooter that has taken the gaming world by storm. In this video, I will cover just how the indie team behind the development was able to sell nearly 2 million copies in 14 days, generating over $27 million in sales. I'll also give you a detailed timeline of the development of BattleBit, starting from when it was first announced all the way through its official release. And finally, I'll go over lessons indie developers can learn from BattleBit's success and exactly how to win the free copy I'm giving away. BattleBit Remastered is a minimalist first-person shooter, allowing players to engage in large-scale battles with up to 254 people. Despite having been designed by only 3 developers, BattleBit Remastered offers a highly accessible first-person shooter experience that gives even the best Steam games a run for their money. At just $15, BattleBit Remastered is surprisingly affordable, offering a low bar to entry for prospective players. Given that Steam ranks games by revenue rather than copies sold, it's safe to say that the indie first-person shooter is currently outperforming the likes of Call of Duty Warzone 2 and Halo Infinite, at least when it comes to revenue generated on Valve's PC platform. But what makes BattleBit Remastered so appealing to players? Well, there are several factors behind its success. It's a well-designed multiplayer experience that combines the sandbox carnage of Battlefield with the low-poly charm of Roblox. Players can use vehicles, destructible terrain, buildable structures, and proximity chat to create their own moments and situations in this chaotic first-person shooter. There are multiple classes, including much sought-after medic, as well as realistic features such as dragging wounded teammates, leaning around cover, zeroing scopes, and tuning into enemy radio chatter. It has a vast amount of content for its price. BattleBit Remastered includes over 19 maps and over 45 weapons. It also has a built-in analytics system that helps the developers track player actions and constantly improve the game. The game is still in early access, but the developers have reassured players that they are committed to adding even more features and content in the future. It has a loyal and active community that supports the game. The developers have experience making mods for other games, so they were able to build up an audience and find first adopters for the early version of BattleBit through their modding network. They also gave access to content creators and streamers who helped spread positive word of mouth about the game. The game had over 800,000 wishlists on Steam prior to launch and has hit over 87,000 concurrent players since. The game also has an active Discord community, encouraging players to join clans and socialize with each other. BattleBit Remastered is not just an overnight success story. It is the result of 6 years of hard work and dedication by a small team of indie developers who had a vision for their game. BattleBit was first announced on Steam Greenlight, a platform where indie developers could submit their games for approval by the Steam community. The game was inspired by classic military shooters like Battlefield and Squad, and aimed to provide a realistic and hardcore simulation experience with low-poly graphics. The developers started conducting playtests on weekends and giving access to closed alphas to content creators. They also started building a community around the game through social media and forums that received feedback from players and improved the game accordingly. The developers decided to change BattleBit's concept and make gameplay more casual because there was a conflict between their desire to design a hardcore simulation shooter and the project's low-poly graphics and marketing appeal. They realized that players had a different expectation based on the screenshots and gameplay videos they saw. They also faced technical challenges with implementing realistic features in their game engine. The developers reworked the game's core mechanics and made them more accessible and fun to a wider audience. They added more vehicles, weapons, maps, modes, classes, and customization options. They also improved the game's performance and stability. They continued to update the game regularly based on player feedback. The developers focused on polishing the game and preparing it for launch. They also started marketing the game more aggressively, creating trailers, screenshots, and blog posts. They also partnered with Valve to get a pop-up feature on Steam, which boosted the game's visibility and wishlists. BattleBit Remastered was launched on Steam Early Access with a massive surge of players and positive reviews. The game topped Steam sales charts and became one of the most popular FPS games on the platform. The developers celebrated their success but also faced some challenges with cheaters and DDoS attacks. They hired new staff to deal with these issues and continued to support the game with patches and updates. BattleBit Remastered is a great example of how an indie game can achieve success in a competitive market. However, it is not a formula that can easily be replicated by developers. The lead programmer of BattleBit Remastered noted that making a multiplayer game is very hard and risky, and he would not recommend it to other indie developers. He also said that there is no one thing that made BattleBit successful, but rather hundreds of small things that added up over time. However, there are some general lessons that other indie developers can learn from BattleBit's success, such as have a clear vision for your game and stick to it. Don't try to copy or chase trends, but rather create something unique and original that you are passionate about. Find your niche and target audience and make a game that appeals to them. Be flexible and adaptable. Don't be afraid to change your game's concept or direction if it doesn't work or match your expectations. Listen to feedback from players and testers and use data and analytics to improve your game. Experiment with different features and mechanics and see what works best for your game. Build a community around your game. Engage with your fans and potential customers through social media, forums, blogs, and newsletters. Give access to content creators and streamers who can help promote your game. Create a Discord server where you can interact with your players and foster a sense of belonging and loyalty. Market your game effectively. Create a compelling store page with attractive screenshots, trailers, and descriptions. Use keywords and tags that match your game's genre and features. Get featured by Steam or other platforms if possible. Generate as much buzz and hype around your game you can before launch. Support your game after launch. Fix bugs and issues as soon as possible. Add new content and features regularly. Communicate with your players and keep them updated on your plans and progress. Respond to reviews and feedback politely and professionally. Now, all you need to do to win a free copy of BattleBit is make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss out on future giveaways, and comment below the title of your favorite indie game you've played. Hopefully other viewers will see your suggestion and we can help get more eyes on games from amazing indie developers. Also, please leave a like if you enjoyed this video or would like to see me give away more games in the future. It really helps the growth of my channel.